grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a...
Welcome to Tales from the Field. My name is Bradley Ball, and we are back and better than ever. Welcome to the Live 360 Know Before You Go. And we are here today talking about the data platform. And I am, of course, joined by amazing data platform folk. First off, to the other side of me, that would be the other side of me. I have Mr. Daniel Taylor. Slightly down from there, I have the MVP himself, Mr. SQL Rockstar, Thomas LaRock. And of course, the man who needs no introduction. And going on, no, of course, I've got to introduce. I mean, he needs an introduction because he's kind of a big deal around here. And of course, I'm talking about Mr. Buck Woody, applied data scientist for Microsoft, doing tons of interesting things and always helping us out. And you are helping us out at Live 360. And that's why we're here. We're talking about Live 360 today. This is the data platform track, the Know Before You Go. And boy, are we excited to be able to kick this off. Tom, you are the track chair. We've been talking with other track chairs, specifically as we've been going along. And it is time that we finally get to talk to you about your track. I'm very, very excited about this. If it's your first time finding us over on Tales from the Field, give us a like and give us a subscribe. I'm not going to say what days we drop content because that's up in the air right now. So anyway, I'm just going to go straight over to Live 360, which is happening the week before Thanksgiving. And there's no other place you want to be than in Orlando, Florida. The park is decorated for Christmas. We've got a gingerbread mansion and Christmas trees and a train running around it in the lobby of the beautiful Lowe's Royal Pacific Hotel and Resort, sitting there on the beautiful grounds of Universal Studios, Florida. Just, I mean, you can hear the Hulk and the Dr. Doom ride from earshot from Adventure Island. Tom, how excited are you? Here we are. We're getting close. We're only a couple weeks away.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I mean, you can tell, right? Just by looking at me. Yeah.
My favorite part with Tom, though, is that we get to go over and do bacon maple donuts.
That's right.
Donuts.
They're Goody Donuts.
Oh yeah.
But
Bacon.
This is like my 10th year, 10 or 11 years that we've been doing this in Orlando now.
Yeah.
One of my favorite events, and I'm really lucky that we continue to get great folks like yourselves from Microsoft to participate in this event. And, it's a nice little community of folks that show up year after year there, and we get to connect, share, and learn. And it's just a wonderful thing. So yes, very excited. I'm a little stressed because, we've got some content here we got to finish in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So there's that, but we'll get it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, really looking forward to it, seeing everybody again.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so speaking of that great content, I'm going to dive straight over to it because when we talk about the content, we have to start on Sunday, which is the hands-on labs. And for the hands-on labs, we're going to have Microsoft Fabric, a full day of hands-on learning. Now, people are going to need their own Microsoft Fabric account, but when you come in with that, we're going to get you up and running. And you have not just me, you have Josh Ludeman, you have Mr. Bradley Schatt from the Fabric Product Group, Mr. Daniel Taylor, and Mr. Buck Woody. And we are all hard at work behind the scenes, building this content out. And the goal is for you to be able to understand the individual components of Microsoft Fabric, when to use them, to gain hands-on experience with Microsoft Fabric, and to be able to understand how to utilize the different components in conjunction with one another. One of the things that we're doing is we are doing an end-to-end tutorial that we have built, and that's what you will be doing if you are a hands-on person. I'm very excited. After the conference, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to make sure all those videos are live of stepping through this end-to-end, and we've got a nice GitHub repository we're going to be making live as well, because part of the goal is that people have that capability to get that hands-on experience with Microsoft Fabric, and to be able to utilize it. I mean, this is going to be a big deal. We did Fabric last year, and we were less than a year. It was still in public preview at that point in time. We've gone GA. We've got a lot of new additions to Fabric, and we're looking at how we incorporate them. Buck, anything you want to say?
Yeah, absolutely. The GitHub part, don't miss that. So a lot of times you go to a pre-con and it's a bunch of PowerPoints or 6 1-hour presentations or something like that. This is not that. This is designed to be a course end to end. You're going to get the materials. You're going to do the materials in class. If for some reason you don't have your subscription set up or whatever, we've got provisions for that to where you'll still see everything. You can go try it again later. So you're going to keep those materials for you, and they are very curated. They're very up to date. It's by the people that really know what they're doing. That being said, we'll have multiple presenters throughout the day, single theme, but a few people that have different voices showing up and talking. And we're going to stop every 15, 20 minutes, and you're going to do some typing. So it's not just this PowerPoint to death kind of world. Those are great. Love those. But you're going to get some hands-on materials that you do. And these are from folks everywhere from sort of the data engineering side all the way to the data science side. So you're going to get a lot of really hands-on stuff that you can do. It's very useful.
And as if it's not enough. I mean, that in and of itself, that could be the whole show right there.
Yeah.
But then you wrap around to Monday, and on Monday, we've got another session. And it includes, let me find the right way to be able to put this on there because it collapsed my window. There we go. We've got SQL Performance Tuning Unleashed, real-time data platform insights with Microsoft Fabric, where we are using the database watcher technology. We are using Microsoft Fabric as a backend, and we're showing you how to be able to use real-time intelligence to get access and insights to what is going on in your SQL Server instances right now, and also how you can leverage the additional power in Microsoft Fabric. I think they put us in here in the descending order of most important, because as we know, I'm just the fluffernutter sitting on top. But then we've got the deep mind, the troubleshooting mind of Mr. Thomas LaRock, who literally wrote the book on weight stats recently. And then Mr. Daniel Taylor. And Dan has been very involved with Database Watcher for quite some time, working with Product Group on this. And I think it's very safe to say Dan and Tom are the smartest ones in this pre-con. I'm just happy that they included me. And Dan, Tom, why don't you two talk about this one a bit?
So here's the thing, Brad. I don't agree with anything you said there, but okay. We'll maybe it's top to bottom, but no, really exciting, right? So we're going to go over Database Watcher in the beginning, right? That's exciting. Yay! It's really cool. It's one of my favorite things we released. But where the rubber really meets the road is we're going to look at the event house that is stored in Microsoft Fabric, we're going to look at real-time intelligence, and we're going to use real live use cases to show how you can build upon the data that the Database Watcher is storing in that KQL database for you. So we're going to show how you can democratize that data in such a way where it's meaningful to your environment and to how you monitor things. And we're not only going to do that, Brad, but what else are we going to do in that? Or, I'll leave some room for Tom or Brad to share some of their thoughts.
So, Tom, we're going to be troubleshooting. We're going to be taking a look at performance and things of that nature.
So what I'm looking forward to with this session is talking about, let's say, the evolution of performance tuning and troubleshooting, and how Fabric and real-time intelligence allows you to stay up to date with current trends in those areas. I'm really excited about the KQL and the SQL to KQL stuff that you want to show, but I'm also just kind of interested in talking through different ways to do performance tuning, different ways to monitor your environment, but also how you report outward just what it is you do every day, because most people have no idea. You're I want to say never seen and never heard, and then that's how you know the DBA is doing their job, right? But there's this aspect of, you want to make sure people understand the impact you're having in your environment, and using Fabric with our custom dashboards and reports, you're going to have an opportunity to do just that, and to show that not just the activities you're doing, but the impact that you're having in the environment. So that's what I'm looking most forward to.
Love it.
Absolutely. Well, and look, I know that I may not be for everyone. Dan, Tom, everybody loves you guys, but I might not be for everyone. So if you're looking for something else to do on Monday, we do have you covered. Mr. Lenny Lobel, who's an MVP for quite some time. Lenny has a full day SQL Server developer deep dive workshop. In this workshop, one of the things that Lenny is covering is how to boost developer productivity by running SQL Server inside of Linux and Docker containers, how to be able to use intelligent query processing features, T-SQL enhancements, Python integration, JSON support, and the data API builder, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And then how to discover the newest security features, including ledger tables, always encrypted, secure enclaves, and the latest data virtualization capabilities with Polybase or data virtualization. That is going to be another just absolutely amazing workshop. But let's say that you weren't satisfied. You came Sunday, you came Monday, you hit the conference through the week. Well, we got one more really big one for you on Friday. And of course, that is the Italian stallion himself, Mr. Davide Mari. He's got a workshop, the SQL AI workshop. Now, we all know Davide. Davide is one of those just brilliant minds on the Azure SQL team. He has been working with the data API builder. He's been the PM in charge of the JSON integration, in charge of the regex registration that's in private preview right now in Vector SQL database. But he's taking the vector capabilities that we are adding into Azure SQL. He's talking about how you actually integrate those with AI right now. It's very exciting. Davide has blogged about this. The private preview is actually going on right now. If anybody wants to join the private preview, there's still spots to be able to open. I will take the blog Davide blogged about this and I will put it in the description of the video so that way you've got it. But if you want to, you could join the private preview. But I think one of the things Davide is going to be showing you is he will be showing you some of that great vector SQL database functionality, how you can vectorize your data, how you can store it. People already have their data stored in the world's database of SQL. So if you've got your data there, what do you want to do? You want to figure out how you can utilize it with OpenAI, how you could enhance your data, or how you can even make it to where you have a more reasonable allocation of bots. For example, I'm just going to throw this out there, but when you pass that information to a bot to be able to process, you could have a role, you could have a where predicate value based off your login, and you could have vectorized information that you can sort per person. So that way you don't have to just have bot after bot after bot using specific sets of document to be your security barrier. You can actually use data for this. I'm very, very excited to see Davide present this, to hear what he's going to do. And of course, he's here throughout the week like we are. There's a lot of great sessions. I believe Davide and Drew Scars, Drew and Davide have the keynote on Tuesday. So going to be a great week and a great time. Always love seeing Davide when we're doing these things in person. Buck, as a data scientist, I know whenever we talk about vectors, I think of you immediately because you taught me what a vector was.
Yeah. The last year, I think at Live 360, I did that. What's a vector? We went through the math. Thomas and I talked about this. It was kind of fun talking about vector math and how that works. Vectors are more than just retrieval augmented generation or the RAG systems that you see. They're definitely good for that, but they can do more. You can use them for lots of things. Davide is one of the brightest people you'll ever meet and just a nice guy. It's funny. He is very Italian and he speaks with a very heavy Italian accent. Love it. He's tall, real strong looking guy. But whenever we go to Las Vegas, there's a place there called Italy, Eatilly. And I always tell him, we should go to Italy. He's like, yes, come to my hometown, because he pronounces Italy, Italy. And I tell him, no, Italy. And he's like, yes, Italy. And I'm like, no. So we go back and forth. And I get him every time with this. He's such a smart guy, but I get him every time. I'm like, no, Italy. Oh, Buck. And he's just such a nice guy, and he's so intelligent. Definitely go to what he's got. I'll be doing a session on security. When's the last time you did a session on SQL security? Come on in. I'll give you everything you need to know from beginning to end. DBAs are being asked to do a lot more security work than they thought. We were able just to give that off to the security team for a long time. Not true anymore. You need to know what you're doing in security. So we'll go over the basics. We'll go over the advanced. We'll drop you off with a ton of resources. And I think other folks in here are also doing sessions as well, right?
Absolutely. So we've got a couple that we're doing, and there's going to be some on Data Activator. There's one that needs to change, stays on the schedule still, but there's going to be a top secret session that you, me, and Bradley Shatt are talking about. It is so top secret we can't even put the description.
Can't tell you what we're going to tell you. Yeah, can't tell you what we're going to tell you, but it'll be good. I can tell.
Exactly. It is the super secret session, and I think that's actually what we called it. We called it the Microsoft Data Super Secret Session. And the abstract for this is the Microsoft Data team has some exciting news, but it's a secret. And for now, there's lots of great announcements, but we just can't tell you about it yet. What we can tell you is that it involves Microsoft and it involves data.
Yeah,
99.5% sure that's what's going to be in the session.
I think that's right.
And that's all we can say for now.
That's all we can say for now.
And you've got myself, Bradley Shatt, Daniel Taylor, and Buck Woody. And boy, do we have some secrets to tell. But that would take us to that 0.5%. But we also have some Microsoft Data secrets that we want to tell. We can't tell you now.
Can't tell you. But it's going to be good.
It's going to be real good. That's a session that I am particularly excited about because people think that we know what we're going to talk about. But the truth is, we don't know what we're going to talk about. Not just yet. It's so secret. We don't even know.
That's right.
Well, boy, there will probably maybe be demos.
there will be if it's what I think it is, then it will absolutely be demos. It'll be demo heavy, in fact.
Yes, and I'm very excited for it to be demo heavy, or maybe not.
Yes. Yeah. Daniel, do you have another session as well?
I do not. I am lucky enough to be paired with a lot of great people this week, which frees me up to kind of float around.
And you'll be at the booth as well, right? Microsoft's got a booth this year. You'll be personing the booth, as I understand it.
I'll hang around there and look good.
Yep. Dan is going to give away free Xboxes.
I can't even get an Xbox.
No, what you do, Dan, you should go with it. Yeah, go with it and just get some boxes and put an X on them. Come on, have I taught you nothing?
I need to. I might be giving away PS5s. Whoops.
Is that a pumpkin spice latte? All right, good stuff. Yeah. Well, Thomas, you've got sessions, or what are you doing?
Well, I was going to say, I was just going to throw out that we've got several wonderful speakers also who are going to be there. Ginger Grant, Angela Henry. Yeah. We've got Megan Longoria, Davide that we've already spoken about as well. Tom, how about yourself?
How about other great speakers?
Other great speakers. You're a great speaker. I
have two other sessions, I believe. One is performance tuning using weight statistics. A time-tested methodology for how you can approach performance tuning for your environment. And what's the other one? The other one's on data types. The more I spend as a data engineer and a data scientist, the more I see, let's say, a lot of interesting choices, usually by default, for how when data is passed around and the data types that they are in, and the inefficiencies within all of that. So as Bucko said, we're just a data janitor. We just move things around from one place to another and try to clean it as we go. I have a session on that. I'll show inside of SQL Server a lot of the places and areas where you can probably get some, it's not just resources back, but that leads to better performance if you don't in fewer logical I/O, things like that.
When it comes to efficiency, Tom, are you going to talk a little bit or any about data types and security? I know, Buck, you talked about security, and I know there's some data types, right, that just don't play well with certain security types. I didn't know if you could go over any of that when it comes to efficiency.
I don't touch upon that, but you mean like a data type that can't be used with always encrypted?
Oh, always encrypted, or it can be used and shouldn't be used with always encrypted, right? Because of the implications to your performance. And you always want to secure first and efficiencies later. But if there's, not data in there, or separate the data that is secure out of there and make it more. I was just wondering.
So the short answer is no, but the longer answer is I got 3 weeks to shoehorn that in somehow.
Yeah. Well,
I love
one
it.
that I always think about with that, and I tell people when I do the security session is, if you have a geospatial data type, why do you have that? Is it PII? Is it personally identifiable information? I was joking around with ChatGPT the other day, and I tricked it. I told it a dad joke, and I tricked it, and it said knock knock, and I said who's there, and it said home, and I said home who, and it put down my street address. So I figured I better not mess with it anymore because, anyway, that's not true.
It
That
knew how to
was-
find you. Wow. It's,
I have a hard time differentiating realities. So at any rate, there can be security implications all the way down to a data type. I know that sounds odd, but it's true.
Absolutely.
very, very, very much so. And Tom and I were actually talking last week. We were talking about security and ransomware, which is a track at the conference as well. But I mean, all of us throughout our data careers have in some way, shape, or form had to deal with security, had to deal with the security around data. Perhaps we've had to help customers, or we've been in a situation where there's been a data security violation, and we've got to go through that process. And so it's, Buck, as you've said, we aren't going to land anytime soon into a world where we go, we need less security for our data.
Yeah.
There's no point in time that we're just going to go, no more locks on the doors, everybody. Leave those windows open at night. Put all the social security cards out on the kitchen table. You don't have to hide them anymore.
Yeah.
That way you can
Yeah.
find them real easy.
Not going to happen. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I tell people ask me all the time, my kid's getting ready to get out of high school. He's going to think about going to college. You work in technology. What are some fields they should learn? And I've always told them, if you have a job in or knowledge in data or security or data and security, you'll usually find a job.
Yep.
Because it's
Look,
just
it's great. Yeah, no, it's great, and no enterprise, big or small, is immune to it, right? I was sitting on a call once, and I remember so we have this group within Microsoft called SEALA. It's our legal department, right? And you have to go and report things to them if things happen. I was on a call with a client, complete accident. They queried a table and shared their production password with me, and it was in clear text in table format. And I was like, well, and I was recording. So of course
the way
I
you
had
do
a, yeah.
That's the way you do it.
This is important. I'm glad, Tom, you're talking about it. I'm glad, Buck, you're talking about, because there's a lot of importance that we need to put around this stuff. Because look, I joke with it now, but I think I'm serious. I've got protection from whatever the security identity protection until I die and then beyond, because my data's been breached so many times.
Yep.
From healthcare to electrical. I mean,
Yep.
I've got like 4 letters sitting there saying, we're sorry to announce your data's been breached. And you go, oh, another one. So go to these classes, folks. It's really important as DBAs that we understand how to protect our clients' data. And honestly, I want to do well in jail. So I don't want to end up in jail by giving out somebody's PII or personal information.
You know, Dan, you say that, but whenever I watch that old Dave Chappelle movie, I always think of you as the Squirrel Master.
I don't know what that means, and I don't. By the way, I don't want to know what that means. But security,
no problem. We'll fill you in
important.
later. Yeah,
and I am tired of people losing my social security number. Just tired of. I didn't give it to anybody, and just tired of that being done. So security, a big topic, a little boring, but a big topic, very important topic.
Well, and just again to emphasize this, even though we're just talking about the data platform track, when we talk about the data community that we've got data speakers that are covering a variety of different tracks, because as we know, data touches a lot of different things. Our good friend MVP Steve Jones is actually talking about different developer integrated environments. So is Drew Skores Kabbalah. Drew is going to be talking about hidden gems for database developers in Visual Studio. Davide Murray has tracks over in the AI division as well. Our good buddy Kendall Van Dyke from Orlando, he is here talking about welcome to the age of copilots. So we've got a lot of different things that is in the data platform track, but we've got a lot of great people from the community who will be here and who will be presenting multiple different items. So it's a very exciting time. We've got the dine around that happens Monday night. where folks can come and they can interact with speakers. We also have the Birds of a Feather luncheon that will be happening, I believe, on Wednesday, where each of us will have a table. People can come and sit down at the table. You can talk about whatever you would like. They could be questions about sequel, fabric, whatever we're covering or whatever we're not covering. Just come with your questions. It's always a wonderful time. The food, we've discussed this as well, at the resort is some of the best conference food I've ever had before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lunch is typically a do not miss meal. It's incredibly solid. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the burrata salad already. It's incredibly solid. And it's also, that salad is just so good. Don't know if I can talk about it anymore. And of course, we've got the wonderful restaurants nearby. I know that at some point in time, we're going to make our way over to Lee and Rick's, and we're going to enjoy oysters over there. We're going to go and we're going to enjoy gelato at the best gelato in Italy that you can find in Orlando at La Carrera. Italy. That's right. We'll get Davide to come over there, and he'll tell us how good that gelato is.
And of course, donuts. Don't forget the donuts that Thomas has promised to buy me.
Yep,
absolutely. Over at Voodoo Donut, which is within walking distance or a boat ride and a little bit of a walk away, over in City Walk from the resort hotel that you're going to be staying at.
That's right. So good.
And look, last year was my first year. This is my second year being able to attend the event. Last year was very memorable for me. Even walking from hotel to the sessions, you bump into speakers, you bump into attendees from the event. And it's like an end-to-end conversation. Like, you'll walk from your hotel, wherever you're staying at, hopefully you're staying near the Lowe's or whatever, right? And you get to walk and you get to meet all these wonderful people. And then the way they have the venue set up, it's so accommodating to have like impromptu discussions in the hallway at the little tables. Everything is set up very with every thought in mind to make this an event not only about learning but connecting and networking. And I think this is one of the best networking events I've been to in a long time because of the breadth of people that you have there, from developers, security, admins. You bring them all, Tom. Your milkshakes.
Great job, Tom.
I knew somebody was going to say that. I just knew that.
No, we have a good time. And I do love this conference. It's different than some of the other ones you go to because there's the variety of topics and genres that everybody's talking through. You can really cross-pollinate at lunch and those kind of things. The booths are way more intimate. And the event is just lighter. It just feels less stressed. So it's a great day, and you just network with folks, and there's tons of stuff to do right there. Don't need a car, don't need to go out anywhere. Everything's just within walking distance, and you can also bring your family, and they can be at the parks while you're learning things. And so it's a win-win. I really love the venue, I love the space, and I love the event. They put it together so well. Like I said, it's very low stress. I really enjoy it. Not for Thomas, who makes it low stress. But for the folks that are attending, it's just a really great event.
Absolutely. And there's so many wonderful
things. I don't do anything. It's Danielle that takes care of everything.
Danielle's amazing. Yeah, Danielle's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. We love Danielle. You know what else we love? And I was just thinking about this. We should do dinner on Sunday night, because remember the last time we went to a place and they had a ramen special. That they only do on Sundays. And it was one of the restaurants nearby that has a James Beard award-winning chef. So many wonderful things to do just in that tiny little area. But I'm thinking that's probably Buck. You down for ramen?
I'm down for ramen. I will not be attending the piano bar again because they played that song and you all sang it at me, and I became very upset. So we're not doing that again.
Which song was that?
Nothing. There's no song. No, don't.
Not even gonna. Sweet chili pie. I was thinking
just remember, Dan, before I can drive to your house and get to you, Buck can.
That's true. You're very close. And like I would need to drive. Like I don't have those coordinates already.
Exactly.
So I won't be attending the piano bar, but I'm absolutely down for ramen.
Excellent.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you that donut, but I'm going to put it inside the piano bar.
Oh,
That's
Oof.
brutal.
What
That's
would a
brutal.
man do for bacon? The existential question will be answered this year at Live 360. We got about 10 seconds to go, gentlemen. Any closing thoughts before we get down to it?
I never
come
have
to
one.
come to the event and you can meet Thomas LaRock.
I will be there.
And with that, I don't think there's any better way to sell it than that. It's exactly what it is. Come to Live 360. Thomas LaRock will be there. That's the way I go every year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Tales from the Field. As always, my name is Bradley Ball, and thank you. That was Daniel Taylor, Mr. Chuck Woody, and MVP Mr. Thomas LaRock. We hope to see you at Live 360. Take care, everyone, and be good to one another. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's